End is done. Fuel rails in. I like it. It's pretty. Got the fuel line, dash 10 feed. Got a new turbo blanket. Still got to connect the coupling to the turbo. That hose clamp right there is the one that I got to replace because it doesn't want to go on. I'm probably going to move this gauge, the fuel pressure gauge, to the regulator and put a sensor in there for a gauge in the car. Got my ghetto reservoir that I gotta find a better solution for. Got the exhaust wrap, wastegate blanket. Still gotta put the cowl together. New front rotors and pads coming because these are just rusted to all, you know. So we got to finish tying up these wires. Gotta figure out what to do with this little ground wire right here from the factory wiring. I don't think it really matters. I guess I could leave it. There's no check engine light or nothing for it, so I guess I could just leave it. I gotta finish securing this return line up to the car, the feed line. We got the fuel filter. Got the exhaust wrap all the way back to there. And then I just coated it all the way back to right there. Got new rear rotors and pads on already. Just wait on the front. This is where I put the relays for the fuel pump rewire, and the ground wire is right there, just sanding off the body a little bit. I gotta take it back off and put some dielectric grease on it though. I gotta reattach the rear bumper because I had to take it off because a rodent ate my tag light harness, so I had to fix that. But here's the battery box. I still gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with the carpet back here. And then I left all this because I still got to route the emergency cutoff switch, and I gotta put a circuit breaker in here still. This is the battery box we got. That's the lid for it. I still gotta run the vent out and down outside of the car. But I just ran the battery cables pretty much down through there. I'm gonna take them, I'm gonna move them and secure them over here. Gotta send them to the body shop because it definitely needs a paint job. But the battery cables are routed kind of through here, through the back, over here, down through here. They run right here. And then they go along the wiring harness for the car, the body harness. It runs this way, and then sorry I didn't make a video. There was a lot of complications, so I just kind of did it, and then I forgot to make a video. It's gonna run, so the power wire runs through here and then runs behind this kind of frame rail right here, runs this way, and then it runs under the center console. So that's just an old wire. Runs under the center console to a distribution post that is probably about right here, and then it's 0 gauge from the battery to the distribution post, and then from distribution post it splits off to this 4 gauge right here, and then 4 gauge right under the carpet and goes through that grommet right there where I already have wiring for my boost box, watt box, my air fuel gauge. And then the ground side of the battery runs along here. Actually, cables right here. So it runs through here, under here, and then there's another distribution post right here for the ground, and then it's 4 gauge. Alright, sorry. So then we got the ground wire that switches from 0 gauge distribution post like the positive to 4 gauge, and it goes up there through a hole that is drilled near the factory harness that goes through. And then comes out back here, and it ran right with the factory harness. It goes down to this ground distribution block that I just have bolted right here to the factory battery harness, and then got all the grounds that go off, the transmission, the engine block, you know, body grounds right here, and the ground up here by the strut tower, ground to the PCM ground, and then got another ground on the alternator, and then another body ground directly to the alternator to the body. I gotta clean up some of this rust and stuff, but I'll probably just let the body shop do it. But this side of the car, you know, looks pretty good. A little dirty, but you know, this side of the car paint wise looks pretty decent. It's just the hood, the trunk, and the driver's side, really. Like, the driver's side for some reason just looks horrible. I know it got in an accident at one point in its life right here, so probably why this side looks like that. But all of this is just, you know, Florida sun, probably my dad weed eating and cutting the grass, probably sandblasting it, essentially. This fender looks like crap. But the driver door looks pretty decent, minus the rust on the inside, which I gotta get, you know, gotta get that fixed. Get this fixed right here. But, you know, it's not in horrible shape. Got some rips right here. But other than that, and I gotta get the back seat reupholstered because the stitching came apart. But other than the stitching, the seats itself are pretty good. Gotta get that cleaned because parts were just sitting in here. Also got to fix all these wirings that the rats ate up. Got to fix that. Probably make it look a little cleaner. I just, you know, never fixed it from when I bought it. It was a mess when I bought it, and I just never fixed it. They ate this one up pretty good. So I got to cut all that out, run new wire, solder it in. They destroyed this one. I mean, destroyed. Where is that bulb connector? I mean, they completely ate the whole harness. Like, got a new gauge pod because this one was pretty rough looking. Like, it won't stay in no more. We got a new one. I got a stock dash from a regular neon that I'm gonna probably try to make a mold of so I can make a bolt-in carbon fiber OEM dash one day. I don't know when I'm gonna get around to doing that, but one day I'm gonna try. And the one that's in the car, I'm probably just gonna skin it because it's starting to crack and I don't want it to, you know, crack all the way. So I'm probably just gonna skin it to reinforce it. Then the rest of the power, the 4 gauge, runs through that grommet, runs down under the brake booster, runs up here into the distribution block, and then from the distribution block down to the starter over there.